Hello, and thank you for visiting Graphene Business Law. If you're watching this video on YouTube, you'll certainly want to go ahead and click on the subscribe button down below. Here at Graphene, we regularly post content that is most relevant to entrepreneurs and small-size business owners, and of course, their legal needs. My name is Pamela Matani, and I'm the founder and principal lawyer here at Graphene. We serve clients not only in the Toronto area, but also beyond. Today's topic is a timely one for those business owners that follow legislative updates and want to know how what's happening within that area of the law can affect your business. Well, one recent update was made more known within recent weeks in Ontario, and it was regarding the person of control or significant person amendment to the Ontario Business Corporations Act. Now, I have a few notes here, so I'm just going to look down for the dates and the more technical part of this video. On November 4th, 2021, Bill 43 was titled the Build Ontario Act, was introduced and received second reading November 18th of the same year, last year, 2021. This bill, why is it important for you as a business owner? Well, it does something very interesting as regards disclosure requirements for business owners in Ontario and of course including small businesses. This bill amends the Ontario Business Corporations Act, known short term as OBCA, in a manner that requires private corporations, a lot of small businesses are private corporations. Chances are your business is a privately held corporation. This can be for a variety of reasons. It can be held between friends. It can be held between family members. Your business can be private for certainly reasons of privacy, as the name indicates, but financial reasons owing to sophistication. Maybe your business is in the earlier stages. There's a lot of reasons as to why your business can be private. But chances are, if you're a small-size business owner watching this video, you have a privately held corporation in Ontario. So, the bill, again, the Build Ontario Act, and the bill that came with it, affects the OBCA in the following way. It requires private corporations to prepare and maintain a register of individuals with significant control over the corporation. This is important for a few reasons, and firstly, we'd like to know what significant control means, or individual with significant control. Well, it's defined in the following way. It includes someone who controls directly or indirectly, and that's important, and or is the registered beneficial owner of any number of shares in a privately held business that carry 25% or more of the voting rights. So that's going to be important for you to reflect on how you've set up voting structures in the earlier days of your business, if you have those structures. If they're not in place yet, certainly we're able to assist with that here at Graphene, but it's always a very good idea to have clear voting rights within your privately held corporation, and it's actually one of the most important rights that comes with being involved in a corporation. So back to criteria A, 25% or more of the voting rights attached to all of the corporation's outstanding voting shares, or any number of shares that's equal to 25% or more of all of the corporation's outstanding shares as measured by market value. So there's a few ways to measure that reach of control. However, just remember the number 25%, if that rings a bell with you. If anybody involved in your business, if that rings a bell as to the ownership that they exercise or the control or the voting rights they have over your business, this is going to be something you're interested in with following up with this legislative update and understanding meaningfully what it means for your business. Now, the term individual with significant control over a business also includes an individual who has a direct or indirect influence that, if exercised, would result in control of the corporation. This is really significant because the law here is trying to capture more than the explicit persons having control over the corporation. And there's a few policy reasons as to why that may be. But in terms of the daily operations of your business, you should know what's going on here. We're trying to capture people that can exercise, that can have a say in the matters of your business, that can vote in those important affairs of your business. And you should know that those people are not only persons that you have explicitly listed on paper as being able to do so. Now, in terms of information that's going to be required of these disclosures, section 140.2, what will be section 140.2 of the amended OBCA, includes information that might not be surprising: name, birth date, last address, interestingly, the individual's jurisdiction of residence for tax purposes, the day on which the individual became a person exercising significant control or ceased to become a person doing the same, description as to how the individual is one with significant control, any other prescribed information, and a description of each step taken under the new subsection 140.2 sub 3 of the OBCA. One question I received when this bill first came out was, is it a one and done? There's a lot of things in law or when it comes to having your business that are a one and done. And what does that mean? Most companies, most small businesses incorporate once, right? Like those are things that happen one time within the life cycle of your business. It's important for you to know that registering persons or individuals that can exercise significant control over your business is to happen every financial year. So it's not a one and done. And if you see me being very careful about the language of individuals and persons here, is because that language truly carries a lot of weight and a lot of importance in law, in business law, commercial law, whatever you may have heard the area referred to, that is going to pertain to a lawyer helping you run your business or helping you with legal affairs that in turn help you run your business. So that's a very important distinction, and that's why I'm trying to be careful with the language. Fines here, because you ask yourself, okay, well, what's the stick that follows if I don't comply? Fines range from $5,000 to $200,000 for non-compliance with this new amendment to the OBCA, which for most small-sized business owners is a tremendous amount of money. And the last thing you want to have happen is be caught by surprise of something that you didn't even know you were doing wrong. This is something that's written in legislation. It's to be taken seriously, and in the book or in the act this information is written in, nobody knows how much you know. It's simply stated that you are to follow this, and it's on you to educate yourself. And of course, there's a few ways you can educate yourself. Seeking legal advice is one way. You're not responsible for knowing everything in the world that has to do with running your business, but you should know that there are things to know outside of the daily, logistics of running a business. And certainly legislative updates such as this one that counts as such a thing. The last little tidbit I want to end on with this, because it's a lot of technical information. The last little tidbit I want to end on is that it's really interesting, and I suspect important for you to know, that two or more individuals together may be considered an individual with significant control over the business if, and there's a few scenarios here, an ownership interest or right in respect of shares is held jointly by those individuals, or a right in respect of shares is exercised jointly or in concert by those individuals. In a nutshell, new legislative updates regarding persons with significant control in businesses, in privately held businesses in Ontario, that are going beyond language you may be familiar with. You might have heard the term officers and directors of a business and other figures that need to be registered or for whom there's specific statutory and certainly legal obligations and requirements. We're coming across here a new class of persons meant to capture more people involved with running the business. This video has highlighted what will be required of those persons, how often you need to update your information, consequences. I wanted to give a little bit of an idea as to how hefty the fines can be. I don't want this to become the longest video on YouTube by listing every reason for which one may get fined. So I intentionally kept that section brief. And the very, very interesting tidbit that multiple individuals together can be considered an individual for the purposes of this amendment. Now, here at Graphene Business Law, we can certainly assist you with all aspects of incorporating your business and even growing and concluding your business if that's what's right for you in this moment. And as it pertains to the incorporation part, we are equipped to help you understand these new legislative updates, help you implement them, and help you make sure that they are on track for years to come. As I mentioned, this update, for example, is one that requires annual adherence. It's not a one and done. And these things are particularly important that we pay attention to them as business owners. So I'll end the video there. Thank you very much for watching. You may always contact us at graphenebusinesslaw.ca. You can send us an email at info@graphenebusinesslaw.ca, and certainly through this YouTube channel as well. Feel free to reach out anytime, and thank you for watching.